Hi, and happy Halloween. Today I'm going to talk about the archetype of the witch. The witch is a very old, very feminine archetype. The reason that we have her still around is because throughout all of the masculine layers that have colonized our feminine world, the witch was feared, and the masculine principle reveres what it fears. It reveres what can hurt it and hurt things, and so that is the masculine principle's definition of power. So the witch is powerful. So that's first thing that we need to remember when we start talking about the archetype of the witch, is that it is really the embodiment, the biggest one we have left right now, of feminine power. Oh, what does that mean? Okay, let's start. So, in Europe, before the white man came to America, in Europe, thousands of women were persecuted, burned, tortured. They were persecuted for being a witch, for the crime of witchcraft. Thousands and thousands of women in Europe. This was not what we talk about here in America, in Salem, where two women, were killed. Not that that's nothing, but this is thousands and thousands of women were hunted down by the church and by the local authorities, burned, tortured, burned, publicly humiliated, stripped naked in public. They were burnt on the stake while their children were forced to watch, plus their children were whipped at the same time as being forced to watch. This is a true, very, very sad occurrence in human history. Please feel free to look it up. I'm going to give you a source right now for all that information that I just told you, but literally this information can be found on Wikipedia. Things that could get you, made you an easy target to be a suspect as a witch, to be accused of witchcraft, things that could make you an easy target. Number one, first and foremost, if you were intelligent. An intelligent woman, especially an intelligent woman who grew and knew how to use herbs to heal people. So tons of midwives were destroyed. Everything that they owned was then given over to the city or the church. So the city, the local government and the churches made out big time, made lots of money off of this. Let's say the local healing women, they were the first to go. Okay, let's say that you were an attractive woman. Well, I'm sure you made plenty of especially female enemies, and women could accuse other women just as much as anybody else could. So you could be smart, you could be attractive, you could just be old. Old women were often targets of accusations of witchcraft because they're old. And maybe they said something that someone didn't like, Maybe they're the town's, gossip. Or maybe they are, telling it like it is, like many old women do. And people didn't like that. So, being smart, being attractive, being old. You could be young, just for being young. Because, as we know, young girls, they like to spend their time in nature and run after the fairies and things like this. So, nature itself is a very deep, deep, deep place where we find magic. And this is, at that time, the alternative to religion of the, Abrahamic religions, Judaism, Christianity, Catholicism, Christianity. The opposite of that at the time was nature-based religions, So all of these things that we do from nature, knowing about herbs, this was a big no-no. No, 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 no. You old, smart woman. We'll get rid of you. All right? This was a very sad point in human history. And to think, one of the things they said, they put a broom in the witch's hand. How smart, how clever. Now any woman with a broom can be a witch. I'd like to challenge any woman out there to tell me that you don't pick up your broom weekly. So even when we're doing what we're supposed to be doing, which is cleaning the house, we're a witch. All right? So now, let me tell you something else about witches. Witches are magical. And this is deep. This is where we start to take the archetype and we start to say, now I can see how the positive things about women have been persecuted. Okay? Because what are the positive things about a witch? Well, witches are magical. Well, women are magical. When a woman sings her child to sleep at night, that's magical. When a woman blows bubbles for a child, that's magical. When everyone leaves the house and everyone comes home and the house is all clean and no one even realizes who did it or how it got done, that's magical. When a poor woman makes a whole Thanksgiving dinner out of who knows what, that's magical. Not only that, I'm going to tell you something else cool about women. Women are more religious than men. Women are more spiritual than men. This is not from me. This is from psychology. I'm going to give you 2 sources. Try and check that and see. Yeah, okay, you can see that. That's a college psychology book. Here's another college psychology book. 2 sources that quote tons and tons and tons of studies that ask men and women different questions. Across the board, consistently, women are more religious than men. We hold these things closer to our heart. We, in our daily routines, we play out, we attend to the spiritual aspects. Because we're not just talking about, when we say women are more religious than men, we're not just talking about the basic religions. We're talking about all over the world, all different kinds of religions. So it's about doing it. Women are better at than men. Okay, so women are magical. All right, women are spiritual. Okay, it's no wonder that women have been thought of as magic. We can just do things. Poof, poof. We're just gonna make a little witch hat appear on my head. Poof. Right? Or we can be genies. We can be fairies. All of these very archetype feminine roles have to do with magic, and there's a reason for that. So, I hope that you enjoyed my little show today about the witch, and I hope that you're gonna embrace your witch. I know I have my herbs hanging in my kitchen this Halloween, and I feel more witchy than ever because I feel more powerful than ever. I'm learning about my herbs and using them to keep my family well during this cold season. What are you doing? All right, thank you so much for watching, and as always, comment below. I love to hear from you. Until next time.